We're #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that's going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Raven Davis.
I'm Shane Stubbs.
Thank you so much for tuning in. The Bahamas Tonight is coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
At 11 this Friday night, another warning from customs officials. This time, their message to those attempting to import tobacco and liquor illegally. BPL giving customers an early Christmas present. Many of them will now have lights. And the countdown is on for the first ever Battle of the Pop Bands. Here, why officials are saying Monday's competition will be unlike anything you've ever seen. Those stories plus the days of the news this late night, Friday, December 12th, 2025. Good evening and welcome to you. I'm Corvell Pfeiffer. We begin here tonight with customs officials sounding yet another alarm of a troubling trend. We told you last night about their concerns with some local courier companies believed to be engaging in illicit drug shipping. And here tonight, they are highlighting another activity that's bleeding the public purse. At 11, Leah Cooper with the alarm and the strong warning to those breaking the law.
What's becoming an almost weekly occurrence, Bahamas Customs Comptroller Ralph Munro says officers are intercepting shipments of liquor and tobacco products being smuggled into the Bahamas, deliberately concealed, underdeclared, or simply not declared at all.
Unfortunately, we're dealing with persons who are not Bahamians for the most part. And I probably don't need to identify them. We know who the foreign liquor merchants are in the country. And almost on a weekly basis, be able to go and disrupt their operation. And so you're probably talking 25, 30, 40 persons out there.
He admits some Bahamians are involved in this activity, adding that the cost of such acts is passed on to the rest of the country.
We can't really say what is it that we're losing, but we know we're still losing millions of dollars.
And he's not mincing words. Munro claims Customs is cracking down hard. The penalties for duty evasion are steep.
In some cases, we simply do confiscation because persons mental output need a license that they can't have or can't achieve. And so where duty is applicable, in addition to the duty for a first-time offender, we charge you 25% as a penalty. And sometime where we have persons who second offender, we may double the duty, or depending on what the circumstances are, we may simply give them 1.5 times the duty. And in some cases, even then, we'd confiscate the goods.
Munro says customs officers will tighten inspections, increase surveillance, and work more closely with law enforcement to choke off every avenue used for illegal importation.
And so clearly, there's no benefit in persons going out there trying to smuggle. If customs ever catch you, to be honest with you, you'd find out you lose all what you've been doing for a long time.
All eyes now turn to whether these tougher measures will finally stem the tide of illegal imports. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Leah Cooper.
Wanted Bahamian fugitive Tamal Bowe made his first appearance in a Florida court Friday. The 33-year-old is accused of fleeing a routine traffic stop, then leading St. Johns County deputies on a high-speed chase. The police report said he drove the wrong way down the highway, then left the vehicle on foot, prompting an intense search that included police dogs and multiple air units. He was eventually tracked in a wooded area and arrested. Bowe is charged with felony fleeing and eluding resisting without violence, possession of marijuana, along with additional charges. His bond has been set at $14,000. According to U.S. authorities, Bowe had a valid U.S. visa at the time of his arrest. Once his case has been completed in the U.S. courts, he will be handed over to Bahamian authorities, where he's wanted in connection with the smash and grab raid at the Rolex boutique in the Atlantis Resort back in March of 2020. He was being held at the Carmichael Road Detention Center for questioning in connection with that matter when he escaped. 59 young men underwent 28 weeks of training and are now correctional officers of the Bahamas Department of Corrections. During Thursday's graduation ceremony at the Foxhill facility, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper, noted that their rigorous training is in line with international standards and one designed to transform the prison from a penal institution.
The Ministry of National Security was mandated by the Prime Minister and the Government of Bahamas to ensure that this squad received training consistent with the expectation of a special response team that operates and adds to the security strategy in correctional facilities. Today stands as evidence that this mandate has been fulfilled. Moreover, it proves that the government remains committed to transforming this facility in alignment with global standards and best practices. A key focus is ensuring that this institution becomes a true correctional facility, one that supports rehabilitation and reentry. In doing so, ensuring that staff are trained, empowered, and prepared to perform effectively in this expanded role.
Also coming from yesterday's ceremony, National Security Minister, the Honorable Wayne Munro, congratulating the squad of 59, saying noting that their future is bright as more improvements are slated at BDOCS.
That it is this administration's intent to continue to recruit to ensure that manpower doesn't fall as it did when we met it. I can say, because Commissioner Clare tells me that's 100,000 blocks just east of us against the wall with Zion Baptist Church for the new virtual court building, which will precede the new correctional facility. I can say that that is in our plans, but it will depend on what happens in 2026. That will determine whether we get to execute those plans.
And the smuggling of migrants bill has been approved in the upper chamber. That happened last evening following a robust debate. This says that the opposition maintains that the bill should be withdrawn. The legislation aims to strengthen the country's fight against human smuggling while ensuring that those engaged in the illegal activity are held accountable. Just weeks after launching, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis announces that more Bahamians have registered for the government's National Upskill Program. It's a program that continues to attract more Bahamians interested in gaining more education and skills.
Over 8,000 Bahamians registered, 27 courses started, and over 2,000 applications came from the Family Islands. Those numbers tell a story. They tell the story of a people who are hungry for forward movement. They tell the story of families trying to stretch a paycheck and still find time to build new skills.
Upskill registrants range from as old as over 60 years old. The lion's share include women in their 30s. The program was launched to help Bahamians adapt to an ever-changing job market and offers free government-funded training in areas like artificial intelligence, marketing, entrepreneurship, and much, much more. With the system now meeting its 8,000 person limit, the Prime Minister says more slots will be made available soon.
We are now in negotiations to expand that 8,000 to about another 5,000. And as demand increases, we are committing ourselves to increasing the quota of persons who could be engaged in it.
Time for a quick break here, but when we come back, we are just days away from Battle of the High School Pop Bands. We'll tell you all about it. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11. Stay with us.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Sweet and spicy, marinated right, tossed with chili. Wow, wow. Garlic and ginger, got many flavors, like honey barbecue.
Signature hot wings, turn up the heat for you. Those pepper wings, what's your flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken. So many flavors to try. What's your flavor? Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new.
Signature hot wings.
What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken.
Those pepper wings.
As we continue here this late night, last week was supposed to mark a new clock-in system for Public Hospital Authority employees. But as Danielle Dean tells us tonight, that did not happen.
Just how far is too far when it comes to biometric data use? Well, President of the Bahamas Public Service Union, Kimsley Ferguson, says the Public Hospitals Authority is crossing the line regarding employees.
We would have received a communication from the Public Hospitals Authority speaking to the implementation of a biometric time and attendance system.
Registration for this biometric system was scheduled to commence Monday, the 1st of December. But Minister of Labor and the Public Service, the Honorable Pia Glover-Roll, says that has been changed.
I am advised by the chair of the Public Hospitals Authority that that process has been halted. And I guess in anticipation of us having the overall legislation enacted where they can enforce.
Its implementation would mean that instead of using swipe cards to clock in and out, employees would enter their fingerprints, a process the BPSU president described as unlawful.
If you're using a fingerprint for the sole purpose of recognizing an individual, it is a one-time issue and not an issue to be confused with time and attendance.
However, Minister Glover-Roll says the BPSU participated in the Employment Act consultation surrounding fingerprinting. And furthermore,
biometrics is already being used by many organizations, many companies across the Bahamas already. The PHA would have to speak further to their forward views on how they will progress with that.
Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Okay, Danielle, take Zuma now, where residents there want a cleaner island, and they share their concerns over that and other issues at a meeting in Georgetown yesterday. Our Cleopatra Murphy was there.
The Exuma District Council held its mandated town council meeting at the St. Andrews Anglican Community Center Thursday night, where the council updated residents on how it was spending its funds. But residents also voiced their concerns, some of those issues addressing trash, beach access, and more funding for local government.
We need bins. We need garbage collection. All of the businesses should have bins outside their business establishment. Nigga, you keep saying that. You can't have a liquor store and got your garbage in the back. You sell fair, you need a place to put the bottles. You can't have a food store and got your garbage. Use where I started out the food from. You should have been.
It's a matter the island's administrator, Christian Palacios, says officials are working to address.
A part of the business license process is for every business to have proper garbage disposal. That is law. So we're targeting that, we're speaking to businesses to ensure that that is in place. We realize that we have a serious problem with garbage here in Exuma, especially in the Georgetown area.
Chief Counsellor Glenn Davis also acknowledges the challenge.
If you notice from our budget, about half of our money is spent on garbage collection and paying for areas to be cleaned. We could use that money on other things.
Also attending the meeting was Exuma's Member of Parliament, Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honourable Chester Cooper, who admits local government could receive more funding, but councils do what they can.
Really very easy to criticize. It's easy to find things that are wrong to talk about. But tonight I'm going to ask you to support this team by asking what you can do to help them.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Another merry and bright holiday season over at BPL as customers are given the chance to have their power supply restored by just paying a fraction of their existing balance. BPL's Director of Communications, Theodore Seeley, on this annual give back.
If you are without lights for the holiday season, if you've been disconnected, even up to 6 months, if you've been disconnected, you can come in, pay 10% down on whatever your current bill is, and we turn you on within 24 to 48 hours. Now, for consumers who have been disconnected for 6 months, we ask that you come in so that we can do a meter reading. After the meter reading is done, just to make sure that everything is in good shape to electrify your residence.
There's more. Customers also taking advantage of a festive Spin the Wheels segment where the right spin meant up to $100 off electricity bills. But as for the 10% down payments,
This will run from December 1st until December 31st. So we're asking everyone to come in and take advantage of it. And it's not just for consumers in New Providence. This extends to our family of islands as well.
also here at 11, Bethany Barr, Student of the Year at Sadie Curtis Primary, has shown that true leadership comes from the heart. This holiday season, 9-year-old Bethany donated scores of teddy bears to the children's ward at the Princess Margaret Hospital, turning moments of fear and illness into sparks of joy and unity. As her eyes lit with innocence and purpose, Bethany emphasized for children receiving her gifts that it wasn't just a teddy bear, it was a hug when they needed it most, a smile in the midst of pain, a tiny piece of magic that makes the world feel a little softer.
Some children might be scared, lonely, and stuff like that. So they don't have, they can't function properly like we do. So I'm giving them something to show that they're not alone and help them to feel encouraged.
Senior Mistress of Sadie Curtis Primary, Raquel Stubbs Delaveau, along with Chief of Pediatrics at Princess Margaret Hospital, Dr. Deshaun Saunders, spoke with warmth, stating that acts of kindness like Bethany's are moments we should cherish and celebrate, not just on the holidays, but all year around.
I think that this is so important. Of course, we have children on the ward that are sick. Their parents are sometimes not there, and they need care and comfort. And I think for a young child to give this initiative, giving back to children and thinking of them during this season was so important.
I was elated about it. I feel as if it's a very good one, and especially during this time and season of kindness and grace and love. And it's coming from a heart. I was very happy that all of our classmates were able to take part in creating the cards with her.
Good job, Bethany. Well, Christmas is just days away. And while a strained economy continues to tighten pockets across the Bahamas, it hasn't dimmed the spirit of the season. From the bustle of downtown Nassau to the ease of online shopping, Bahamians are stretching every dollar, adjusting how they spend, and still finding joy in the countdown to Christmas morning. Here's Desmond
Christmas
Saunders.
is almost here, and downtown Nassau City Center is buzzing with lots of activity. Even with the cost of living climbing, Bahamians are proving their Christmas spirit is tougher than the economy.
But coming downtown is an ideal place for shopping, simply because you can get deals on a dime, but you just have to shop around.
While some shoppers are hunting bargains on the streets, Tichelle Sands prefers a screen.
I think online because I like easy access. So if I'm looking for something particular, I could use filters, stuff like that. So definitely online.
Police Sergeant 2701 Stacy McPhee isn't sold on the digital route.
You can't negotiate online. And it don't necessarily means online. Sometimes I've had some experience online when you purchase items online. Sometimes you find that it doesn't come the way you see it.
For many, budgeting is now part of the Christmas tradition.
The beginning of the year, I had a budget set for Christmas, so every time I got paid, I made sure to put something aside, and if I had to dip into it, I just make sure I replenish it.
And even in the rush, some shoppers like Jeff Lightbourne are keeping the season grounded.
I try not to
get too much gifts because I feel it's not my birthday and it's not your birthday. So if it's Jesus' birthday, then I need to give him more gifts than giving to others. But I still do it because it's a festive time.
Despite high prices, tight wallets, and the stress of the season, Bahamians like Tichelle Sands are pushing through, finding laughter, deals, and joy.
Health, wealth, just honestly to make it past the season because I know Christmas times, it tends to be like a lot of accidents or a lot of mishaps. So really for everybody to be safe.
For many, Christmas in the Bahamas still means family, food, music, and the unmistakable beat of Junkanoo. Hard times are not. The heart of a Bahamian Christmas keeps beating loud, bright, and full of spirit. Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight.
All right, get your calendars ready. It is being called the most electrifying event of the year, and it is now just days away. And you don't have to be a high schooler to enjoy it. The Battle of the Pop Bands competition takes place this coming Monday, December 15th, in downtown Nassau. As these pop bands go head-to-head, it's not just a competition, but a display, officials say, of energy, creativity, and incredible talent. Director of Youth Sandina Neely says 8 high schools are signed up for Monday's competition, which will rock the city center in Rawson Square.
We are absolutely excited to have all of them. Pop bands is something that has popped up. They have emerged. And so we want to not only showcase them, but we want to highlight them and we want to celebrate them. So what better way to celebrate young people than with what? Trophies, prizes, cash prizes, and so many surprises.
Battle of the High School Pop Bands this coming Monday. The Bahamas Tonight at 11 turns to sports next. I'm Ajal now with a preview.
And the inaugural 3-on-3 Classic tipping off over at the Donald Davis Gym. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
It's a Holy Frosty Christmas, and Wendy's and Coke is bringing the chill. This year, when you upgrade any Wendy's combo to a large, you can instantly win big with the Upgrade and Win Christmas giveaway. We're talking travel gift cards, gadgets, holiday treats, and prizes that make your Holy Frosty Christmas shine. Just upgrade your favorite lunch combo. Scan the QR code on your receipt to enter and let the holiday magic begin. Enjoy great tasting food and win big this Christmas with Wendy's and Coca-Cola's Upgrade and Win. Rules and restrictions apply.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the 37 Father Martian Peters Basketball Classic, supporting our athletes in action.
Welcome to your TGIF Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. The inaugural 3-on-3 Caribbean Cup tipping off yesterday at the Donald Davis Gymnasium. Several countries competing, including the 2-4-2. We'll look at the scores. St. Lucia, they would take down the Cayman Islands on the women's side 12-3. But Cayman would get their revenge on the men's side as they would take down St. Lucia in OT 16-14 for the home team. On the women's side, the Bombers would take down Trinidad and Tobago 14-11. And on the men's side, they would need an extra period to take down Trinidad and Tobago 18-16.
I feel like it was a good experience, I feel like it's good to come out to watch the games. This makes you better as a 3v3 player and a 5-on-5 player as well. Started off good, but we came out slack at the ending part, but we pick up, play defense, and work our way to the top.
FIBA Senior Manager for the Americas, Camilo Romero, on what went into putting the event together.
Well, we're very excited because we have 4 days. We started yesterday a development clinic for referees, for coaches, for players. We had the National Gymnasium, it was beautiful. So they had a very good experience, especially the players which are under 23. And now we're starting today a competition, stop number 1. Tomorrow we're replicating day number 1. We're gonna have more development skills and more development for coaches and referees. And the last day is the stop number 2, which is gonna be a very nice 3x3 basketball on a Saturday here in the Bahamas.
In college basketball news, you'll have Matthew McQueen and our Ole Miss Rebels suffering their first loss of the season, falling in a tight contest 61-60 to Kansas State at the Bill Snyder Classic. The Rebels struggling offensively for most of the outing, despite opening strong in the first moments of the game. Coach Yo on her team's performance.
It was a great tournament. I thought our team wanted to win. But want is not enough, and you have to have the will. And there were a lot of opportunities for us to take advantage of the score and create some type of separation, and we fell short at that. And I think that, our team just has to understand that, as much as in our minds we're hunting, we're also being hunted. Here we are, a ranked team. Kansas State had the whole week off to prepare for us. A lot can happen in that space. So,
in boxing news, Carl Heel remaining undefeated in his career, picking up a second-round victory to successfully defend his titles in Colombia. 39-year-old Heel stopped Jose Luis Prieto of Colombia for his sixth victory of the year to remain unblemished in his professional career at 14-0, defending his World Boxing Association's Fedicare and National Boxing Association's Super Welterweight titles in the process. And that's been a look at your sports on this Friday. I'm Amajal Knowles. Enjoy your weekend.
Wait, what are you grabbing all these pizzas, wait?
Wait, Marcos, wait. We have a special on all lay large, one topping pizzas, wait.
Pineapple.
All.
Barbecue.
All. Hey, that included, but
I need the $10 special place.
How many
of them
would you like?
20 in it. Thank you so much, man. $10, that's it. The Marcos got that deal, boy.
Here at Immigration Care Service, you can trust us, especially if you have experienced issues or problems with the U.S. immigration at the borders. We'll do our best to provide options and solutions to immigration roadblocks, so travelers can continue visiting the U.S. and residents can continue living their lives in the U.S. without worries. The best part? Our services are affordable and accessible. Take the mystery, confusion, and fear out of your immigration concerns. Contact Immigration Care Service today.
We cannot step into the weekend without first finding out what the weather's going to be like. For the answer to that, here's Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean.
Good evening, Carvel. We have a frontal boundary over the southeast Bahamas, but the computer models are all suggesting that that front is going to eventually ride up towards the north as a warm front, and that should take place tomorrow. So we'll see an increase in cloudiness in the afternoon hours, and then that front will eventually push back towards the south as a cold front on Sunday, keeping the unsettled weather through Sunday in the northwest and central parts of our country. But a nice cool down will take place behind that frontal passage. Live weather radar showing a couple of showers in the southeast Bahamas, all drifting towards the east. And as far as your temperatures around the islands are concerned, Marshall Babaca right now, 74 degrees, 73 in Greenville Key, 73 in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Berry Islands, 78. Alistown, Bimini, 74, 75 in Harper Island, Rock, Sandy Luttrell, 78. A little warmer still in Alistown, Cat Island at 81 degrees. Black Point, Exuma, Camp Space, Orlando, 78 degrees. Fresh Creek at 76, 81 in Georgetown, Exuma, Rum Key, and also in San Salvador. Ragged Island, 82, Clarence Sound, Long Island, and Crooked Island, 82. Picking up some 87 in Betsy Bay, Maguana, and Acklands. Matthew Tiny, Nagua, 82, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 85 degrees. Your forecast tonight, a bit breezy in the evening, otherwise mostly cloudy conditions with a low temperature of 71 degrees. And tomorrow, we're looking at breezy conditions again, particularly in the morning, otherwise cloudy with a thunderstorm or two developing in the afternoon with the high temperature getting up to 78 degrees. And your extended weather forecast is going to become a bit wet as we head into the evening hours of Saturday, and that will continue right through Sunday with scattered showers and thunderstorms in the mix. And as we head into Monday, breezy conditions, cooler temperatures. We'll see those nighttime temperatures in the mid-upper 60s. Carwell.
And now we are weekend ready. I hope you have a good one. I'm Corvell Pye from Take Care. Good night, and we'll see you on Monday.
Hey, Darnell, separate apartments are not silly.